Hey guys, Shane Miller here from Physics Extreme Athletic Performance. I put out a post on my blog a couple weeks ago about box jumping, how to use box jumping for strength and power for MMA and for hockey players, and I also talked a little bit about how we use it in our other strength training programs and our boot camps. But I got a couple of questions about how to know when it's safe to go higher. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of demonstrations to show you. I think I alluded to it a little bit in the article, but I'll give you a video demonstration so you understand it a little bit better. The main thing, okay, when you're trying to know how high you can go, is it depends on how high you can get your hips, okay? If you're jumping, okay, and you land, right, the flexibility of your hips, when that leg comes up like this to land, if you land like this, and that's as high as you can get your hips, then you don't want to go higher because you can only get your legs high enough like this. If this is as high as your hips go, your feet can only go this high. Now on the other hand, if you jump and you land like this, with your hips up here, well then, if your hips get this high, you can still pull your feet up higher. So that's how you know, okay? So someone like myself, I can probably jump on a height around here. We got one guy who jumps up on here crazy high, but I can jump with this high. Because my hips, when I jump, if you notice, I'll try to jump as high as I can here. Watch how high my hips get. You see, my hips get right here, so I can get my feet up to about this high. That's basically how you know how high you can jump, okay? Now another thing that's really important, I'm just going to remove the camera. Just going to bring it a little closer too. And lower it down. Yeah, another thing that's important too when you jump is to make sure that you're flat-footed before when you dip down to drive up. Okay. If a lot of people when they box jump, they kind of go up on their tippy toes, and when they go on their tippy toes, what happens is when you dip your hips down to get that drive to jump up, they're just kind of putting all their pressure into elongating their calf muscle, all right, and they're losing the ability to drive into the ground hard, okay, because some of their drive is just is being resisted by their calf muscle, okay. I'll show you the difference. Here's what you're supposed to do, okay. So you jump your feet like this, you go down, and then you jump up. So it's down, you jump, and then you do go off your toes, but you're going down flat-footed, and then you come up off your toes. Now what some people do is they go like this, and they lift their heels, and they just try to lift their legs up, okay? And when people do that, their jump looks like this. They're just kind of going like, right? They're not actually really driving their hips up, okay? Hips should be going up, all right? If you're just going off your toes like this and pulling your feet up, the hips don't really move up, okay? So that's really important, okay? So those are the two things that I want you to think about, okay? Making sure that you're on an appropriately high box, and so use how high your hips get to help you determine whether you can go to a higher box. Also, make sure that you're not starting on your toes. And oh, actually, there's a third thing too. You've got to get your arm drive, okay? If you're jumping and your arms are kind of just like this, you're not going to get very high, okay? A huge component of getting a nice high jump is the momentum that you create with your upper body and your arms. So a really high box jump, if you're going to get really high, there's a huge swing and you jump, right? And as you can see, when I do that, I can land on this box standing up tall, and my hips can come right up to this high. Okay, so really, really, really gotta dig and drive with your arms. Just make sure, if you are challenging yourself for height, that you don't hit the box you're trying to jump on. Obviously, if I could jump this high and I was going to jump, I don't want to be banging into this as I go up. So my arm swing has to go up. Okay? So just make sure of that. Shane Miller, Phys Stream. Have a good day.